Spike Spiegel, the beloved character of the series Cowboy Bebop, a bounty hunter on board the Bebop, former member of the Syndicate, a martial arts expert, zipcraft pilot, and gunfighter. He has equally comical and aloof sides to himself. If there's one thing in his life that he has always had on hand, is his infamous cigarettes. But have you ever wondered, why do characters like Spike smoke? In this episode, we will narrow down from a creator's point of view and a fan's point of view on why cigars are the ultimate compliment in Cowboy Bebop. You'll be surprised to find out why Spike smokes a lot. Without further ado, welcome to the Sci-Punk feed. Spike's appearance is tall and lean, with dark green hair and brown eyes, one of which is later revealed to be artificial and lighter than the other. During Season 6, we learned that Spike's right eye has been surgically replaced with a fully functioning cybernetic eye, even though Spike doesn't seem to remember the procedure, since he claims to have lost his natural eye in an accident. It is common for Spike to wear a blue leisure suit, yellow shirt, and Lupin III style boot. A brown trench coat is also occasionally seen on him. It is not uncommon to see him sitting, standing, or walking through an area where there is a clearly visible no smoking sign with a cigarette in his mouth. The fact that Spike constantly smokes is an homage to Lupin III, since Lupin's partner, Jigen, also smokes cigarettes that are usually in poor shape, as does Spike. Lupin III, also written as Lupin III, is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Monkey Punch. It follows the escapades of master thief Arsène Lupin III, the grandson of Arsène Lupin, the gentleman thief of Maurice Leblanc's series of novels. Yusaku Matsuda, the Japanese actor who played Shunsaku Kudo, the main protagonist of Dante Monogatari, is said to have influenced his appearance primarily. Yamadera admired Matsuda, but avoided imitating his distinctive speaking style, stating that it wouldn't have sounded right for Spike. As a character, Spike is slothful, nonchalant, indifferent, and lazy. He spends most of his time on the Bebop lounging, watching TV, or sleeping. He is also occasionally seen practicing Jeet Kune Do, a martial arts practice, which he is very skilled at, being among other things devoted to Bruce Lee and his philosophy. For example, he uses Lee's water analogy to describe his fighting style. A hardened smoker, he can be seen with a cigarette in his mouth almost all the time. It's kind of become a habit now. Many works like Cowboy Bebop use smoking to show how a character usually shouldn't be messed with. Otherwise, you will have a bad time. Just like those criminals and bandits Spike and his crew are hunting for government bounty. As well as Spike, Jet and Faye also smoke, however, not as much. The coolest guys smoke the most. In fact, Spike tries to smoke a cigarette and gets told he's in a non-smoking zone. Whenever the Bebop crew wants to learn about the biggest bounty, they watch a TV show called Big Shot. There are Wild West decorations on the set, including guns, cactus, tumbleweeds, and a saloon door. Everything that says this is the Wild Wild West. The series was produced during an era when smoking was still considered cool. Beyond the general perception that the character who smoked was a tough guy, there is no sophisticated reasoning behind this opinion. A scene in the series shows Spike smoking Jingmao cigarettes. Marlboros are seen in 2 scenes of the film. The film's opening also features Lucky Strike. Spike has very little patience, and even though he rarely admits it, when each one of the 3 joins the Bebop, he seems less than thrilled. But as the series goes on, he grows to like Edward, Ain, and Faye, all of whom fall into the 3 categories of things he dislikes the most. Additionally, he claims to dislike cats. Spike rarely expresses excitement or like for anything, and he doesn't describe what he likes very often. It is usual for him to behave phlegmatically and walk slouching as though he were sleepwalking. His life in the Red Dragon seems to be haunting him, and he has frequent nightmares about it. As he believes he already died, he often acts as if he isn't afraid of death, as if he is challenging death. Spike's character is often portrayed in terms of his views on himself and his life. After he implanted an artificial eye, he describes how his left eye the real one, sees the past while the synthetic right eye sees the present, which has made the past indelible in his memory, preventing him from letting it go. Spike's star sign is Cancer, which fits with his reluctance to let go of the past. However, he usually encourages others to forget the past as not important. To the dismay of his crewmates, Spike is very laid back, sarcastic, and lively when not working. It's not uncommon to find him reading magazines or resting on the couch. According to Spike, his philosophy is built upon the ancient samurai ideal of immediacy and includes aspects of Bushido, as illustrated in the Hagakure, including examining one's own death and reflecting on death as an awakening from a dream. Hagakure, or Hagakure Kigikaki, is a practical and spiritual guide for a warrior, drawn from a collection of commentaries by the clerk Yamamoto Tsunetomo, former retainer to Nabeshima Mitsushige, the third ruler of what is now Saga Prefecture in Japan.
Let's start today's episode with something you might have missed during the series. Faye became kinder after encountering her former self. For a long time, Faye's troubled past and lack of memories kept her guarded and distrustful of others. However, a significant turning point came when she stumbled upon a Betamax cassette recorded by her teenage self. This personal message from her past self brought her to the realization that she had the power to overcome her emotional barriers and start a new chapter in her life. Watching her younger, carefree self, Faye was inspired to break free from her guardedness and begin a journey towards self-discovery and redemption. This discovery allowed Faye to see the potential for hope and happiness in her future and gave her the determination to embrace it. With a newfound sense of purpose, Faye embarks on a transformative journey to unlock the mysteries of her past and reclaim her sense of self. Another important fact about Faye is that she's most vulnerable when she's near Spike. Spike, the central character and head of the team, faces a rocky road with Faye throughout the series. Their heated debates and conflicting personalities keep the tension high. Despite Spike's skepticism of Faye's intentions, he becomes one of the few individuals she allows into her heart, as she recognizes his inner goodness and unique rejection of her seductive ways. As Faye's feelings for Spike grow, so does her vulnerability around him, making their relationship a roller coaster of emotions. This one is almost a secret in the series. She is native to Singapore. Faye's background remains shrouded in mystery for much of the series, with her giving differing accounts of her origin. However, the truth is uncovered when she receives a Betamax cassette from her younger self, leading her to her wealthy childhood home in Singapore and the discovery of her loving and protective parents. The tape unravels the mysteries of Faye's past and gives her a glimpse into the life she once had. Another one you might have missed, her recitation of dialogue stems from a melancholic cause. Faye often speaks in serious and powerful phrases like "show no mercy" or "money makes the world go round," which she's heard before. This behavior may seem like a show-off to some, but there's a deeper reason behind it. Faye has limited memories from her past and spent most of her life in cryogenic freeze. As a result, she struggles to develop a true personality of her own. To seem normal in social situations, she falls back on reciting well-known dialogues. She turns to gambling as a means of escaping difficulties. Faye struggles with a serious gambling addiction and spends a lot of her free time at casinos. Despite her repeated losses, Faye continues to gamble with the hope of hitting a big win and paying off her massive debt. She was cryogenically frozen and brought back to life, only to be faced with the burden of not just her own debt, but also the debt of the conmen who revived her. This debt has been weighing heavily on Faye, and she feels that the only way to clear it is by winning big at the casinos. Unfortunately, her luck has yet to change, and she finds herself caught in a cycle of losing and borrowing more money in an attempt to win it back. Faye's desperate pursuit of a big win is driven by her belief that it's the only way to rid herself of her financial obligations and start fresh. But despite her determination, she is yet to find the success she so desperately seeks. Another fact about Faye Valentine is that she uses her appearance as a tool to get what she wants. Many people make the mistake of assuming that Faye is simply a shallow eye candy character in Cowboy Bebop, with no real purpose or impact on the story. However, Faye's attire is actually a strategic aspect of her character and plays a crucial role in her survival. She uses her appearance as a weapon, leveraging her beauty and sex appeal to get herself out of difficult situations. Despite her somewhat provocative clothing, Faye is not just a pretty face. She is a smart, resourceful, and cunning woman who knows what she wants and will use all of her skills to get it. Her confidence and cleverness often catch her adversaries off guard, making her far more than just a simple damsel in distress. Faye proves that beauty and brains can be a powerful combination. Her early experiences left lasting negative impacts. Faye's life took a turn for the worse when she was struck with amnesia. Unable to remember her past, she found herself under the care of deceitful individuals who left her with an overwhelming amount of debt. To repay this, Faye was forced into a life of crime, leading to her becoming a bitter and distrusting individual towards others. This traumatic experience shaped her worldview, causing her to have a cautious and guarded demeanor towards the people around her. Her fear of being betrayed again made it difficult for her to form genuine connections with others, leaving her isolated and jaded. This traumatic start to her life left deep scars on Faye's personality and worldview, which are evident in her actions and interactions throughout the series. There's an interesting fan theory about the 2001 Cowboy Bebop movie, which suggests that the entire story is actually a dream of the main character Spike. Despite only having one season, the original Japanese anime series became extremely popular in the United States and gained a loyal fan base across the world. As with any successful franchise, fans have come up with a range of interesting theories about the show over the years. The Spike dream theory proposes that the events of the movie, which take place between two episodes of the series, did not actually occur in reality. Instead, the entire story was supposedly imagined by Spike while he was unconscious, following a severe injury. While this idea may seem a bit far-fetched, it provides an interesting perspective on the movie's events and adds depth to Spike's character. Moreover, it highlights the show's theme of the boundary between dreams and reality, and the uncertainty about what is truly real. But what if the events of the movie weren't real? That's the exciting fan theory presented by Reddit user Chocolate Dipped Bacon, who notes the prominent use of dreams as a thematic element throughout the Cowboy Bebop series. The idea of life as a dream and the pursuit of one's purpose in that dream world is a recurring theme in the franchise. The theory that Cowboy Bebop the movie is just a dream of Spike's is supported by some subtle hints throughout the film. One of the clues is Jet's repeated remarks about how much Spike sleeps. This could suggest that Spike is actually dreaming and not living in reality. Moreover, the dream theory aligns with the larger themes of Cowboy Bebop, which explore the philosophical and psychological nature of existence. Dreams are a significant part of the show's narrative, as they represent a realm where characters can explore their innermost thoughts and desires. Another piece of evidence supporting the theory is Vincent's line about purgatory and human existence. He describes both as a realm between heaven and hell, where individuals who cannot enter heaven continue to suffer. This line implies that the events of the movie may not be happening in reality, but rather in a dream-like purgatory state. The film reveals that the main antagonist, Vincent, has been driven insane by early exposure to a deadly pathogen, causing him to become unable to differentiate between his own dreams and reality. In a sense, he's living in a personal hell of his own making, unable to escape the torment of his own mind. This theme of dreams and reality is a recurring motif throughout the Cowboy Bebop franchise, and the movie takes it to new heights. The opening scene of the film shows Spike falling asleep, while a voiceover describes him as a man who lived in dreams. This immediately sets the tone for the movie and establishes the idea that reality and dreams are intertwined in this world. The post-credits scene is particularly poignant, as it repeats the same voiceover while showing Spike finally waking up from his nap. The words, "Are you living in the real world?" appear on the screen, forcing the viewer to question their own perception of reality. Is what they just watched real, or was it all a dream? The ambiguity of the ending is a hallmark of the Cowboy Bebop franchise and adds to its overall mystique. Despite its complex themes, Cowboy Bebop the movie is still able to blend dark grittiness with goofy lightheartedness. The crew of the spaceship Bebop are a motley bunch of characters, each with their own unique quirks and personalities. This adds a layer of humor and levity to the film, even as it explores deep philosophical concepts. In conclusion, Cowboy Bebop the movie is a masterful piece of storytelling that plays with the viewer's perception of reality. Its exploration of dreams and the nature of existence adds depth and complexity to the franchise, while its quirky cast of characters keeps things fun and entertaining. Whether you're a die-hard fan of the show or new to the world of Cowboy Bebop, this movie is a must-watch for anyone who appreciates great storytelling. Cowboy Bebop is a Japanese anime series that explores a variety of philosophical themes. One of the most prominent themes in the series is existentialism, which is the idea that individuals must create their own meaning and purpose in life, as the universe is inherently meaningless. The main characters in the series are all outcasts and outsiders, struggling to find their place in the world and make sense of their lives. The series also deals with the idea of loneliness and isolation. The main characters often find themselves alone, disconnected from society, and searching for a sense of belonging. This sense of isolation is often depicted as a result of the characters' past, as well as their current circumstances. We will focus on the 4 main characters of the series. Let's start with Faye Valentine. Faye is a con artist and a gambler who's always looking for her next big score. She is fiercely independent and often acts out of her own interest. Faye's past is shrouded in mystery, and it is revealed that she has been in cryogenic sleep for a long time and has lost her memory, which adds to her sense of isolation and disconnection from the world around her. Faye Valentine's philosophy in Cowboy Bebop is one of self-discovery, growth, and the search for meaning and purpose. She is a complex character who is often motivated by self-interest, but at the same time, she is also deeply lonely and searching for a sense of belonging. Her past, her memory loss, and her struggle to find a sense of purpose and meaning in her life. Next is Edward Wong, also known as Ed. She is a child prodigy and a computer hacker who joins the crew of the Bebop spaceship and becomes a valuable member of the team. Ed's philosophy in the Cowboy Bebop series is one of curiosity, discovery, and a desire to learn. She's a free-spirited, independent, and resilient character who embodies the idea of self-discovery, growth, and the search for meaning and purpose. She is a symbol of hope with her positive attitude and ability to adapt to new situations. She serves as an inspiration in the series. On the other hand, let's talk about Jet Black. He is a former police officer who has become a bounty hunter. Jet is a stoic and pragmatic character who is driven by a strong sense of justice and a desire to protect the innocent. He is also deeply lonely as he has lost his family and his job as a police officer has left him disconnected from society. Throughout the series, Jet struggles to find a sense of purpose and meaning in his life. Despite the difficulties and hardships of life, he also serves as a mentor to Spike and tries to instill in him a sense of morality and justice. Which brings me to the next character, Spike Spiegel. Spike is a former hitman who has become a bounty hunter, and he's often depicted as being haunted by his past. He's a complex character who is struggling to find a sense of purpose and meaning in his life. He's also deeply lonely and searching for a sense of belonging, which is often portrayed as a result of his past as a hitman. Spike Spiegel's philosophy in Cowboy Bebop is one of self-discovery, growth, and a search for meaning and purpose. He is driven by a desire to make amends for his past mistakes. His character is a representation of the existentialist ideas of the series, where the characters are trying to create their own meaning and purpose in life in a meaningless universe. Another prominent theme in the series is the concept of the bebop, which is a state of mind in which one is able to fully live in the moment and find happiness and fulfillment, despite the difficulties and hardships of life. The characters in the series often strive to reach this state of mind, but they find it to be elusive and difficult to attain. The philosophy behind Cowboy Bebop is one of individualism, freedom, and the search for self-discovery and purpose. The series encourages the viewer to question their own existence and to seek out their own sense of meaning and purpose in life. It also shows that the search for meaning and purpose is not always an easy one, and that it often requires overcoming personal obstacles and facing one's own demons. The series also gives an idea of the concept of bebop, where one can find happiness and fulfillment despite the difficulties and hardships of life. There was a very special reason Ian was a corgi. Ian, the data dog of the Cowboy Bebop crew, is a beloved character known for his supposed higher intelligence. He's often seen following Edward around, and his past is not well known. Although it's clear that his intelligence has been modified, it's not clear what was done to him. Ian played a significant role in solving various mysteries, and he was definitely an iconic character. However, what you might not know is that Ian was specifically designed as a corgi because one of the writers of the show had a particular love for the short-legged breed and insisted that no other dog would fit the series. Another interesting fact about this series is that some of the weaponry is from the real world. Cowboy Bebop is known for its high-octane action and thrilling futuristic world. But what many fans may not know is that the weaponry featured in the series is heavily inspired by real-world weapons. From the main character Spike's signature IMI Jericho 941R chambered in 9x19mm to a host of other futuristic firearms, the series pays homage to the weapons of today while imagining what they could look like in the future. As fans of the series, we're not only treated to an exciting story and characters, but also a glimpse into the possibilities of the future of weaponry. Whether you're a weapons enthusiast or just a fan of the series, the attention to detail in the weapons is something that shouldn't be missed. Here's another one. Did you know that each episode was treated as its own short film? Cowboy Bebop is a masterclass in storytelling, and one of the reasons for its success is its ability to be watched in two different ways. The episodes are crafted as standalone short films, with each one offering a unique and thrilling story, accompanied by beautiful art, music, and characters. This means that whether you watch the series in order or pick and choose episodes, you're guaranteed a one-of-a-kind viewing experience. This level of attention to detail and care in crafting each episode is truly impressive, and it makes for a truly satisfying and enjoyable watching experience. Imagine the anticipation of not knowing what's coming next, with each episode delivering its own unique twist and turn. It's a true testament to the creator's efforts and dedication to making each episode its own standalone masterpiece. Bet you didn't know this one. Ed's character design was changed. The original concept art for Ed, designed by Toshihiro Kawamoto, portrayed the character as a dark-skinned boy. However, as the series progressed, the design for Ed was drastically changed to the well-known design we see in the official anime. This new design was heavily influenced by the music creator Yoko Kanno, whose unorthodox style and status as a strange genius with amazing results was reflected in the character of Ed. It's fascinating to see how a character can evolve and change throughout the creation process, and it's a testament to the dedication and hard work of the team behind Cowboy Bebop. Even though the original design for Ed was mostly scrapped, fans can still catch a glimpse of it in episode 5, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the series. It's this attention to detail and constant evolution that makes Cowboy Bebop a truly unique and exciting series. Another interesting fact is that Faye Valentine's cryogenic capsule is a Star Trek reference. Cowboy Bebop is an anime series that pays homage to some of the greatest sci-fi shows of all time, and one such reference is the cryogenic capsule which Faye was put in for 54 years. The capsule's serial number, NCC-1701B, is none other than the USS Enterprise from the original Star Trek series, a nod to the iconic show that has captivated audiences for decades. The creators of Cowboy Bebop are not afraid to pay tribute to the sci-fi classics that have come before it, and this is just one example. But it's not just limited to the cryogenic capsule. The series is full of nods and references to other sci-fi shows, as well as other pop culture references. These subtle nods to other series make the show even more enjoyable for fans who are able to catch them, adding an extra layer of depth and enjoyment to the series. Cowboy Bebop is not just a standalone series, it's a celebration of the sci-fi genre and the shows that have come before it. This is one of the most important facts you'll ever know about the series. Wanna know? Well, the character Spike Spiegel was the first thing to be made. When the creator of Cowboy Bebop, Watanabe, began to conceptualize the show, he started with the main character Spike. He was designed after the main protagonist of another series, Tantai Monogatari, and Watanabe used his appearance to reflect his mental state in the show. But Spike wasn't just a character. He was the foundation upon which the entire series was built. Watanabe built a whole world and story around him, creating a truly unique and captivating universe. Every aspect of the show, from the intro to the music, holds hidden meanings and was carefully crafted to enhance the viewing experience. Spike is not only a character, but the backbone of the series and a critical element that makes Cowboy Bebop stand out as a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. This may make it seem that they are indeed close and in love, but it's very much a misinterpretation. Spike and Faye's relationship resembles that of siblings. Spike and Faye's interactions are marked by constant argument and competition. They bicker over trivial matters such as food, information, and profit. Despite this, some view their rivalry as a sign of attraction, but it's clear that their relationship is based on conflict rather than any real chemistry. They act like siblings who are forced to play together, but instead of enjoying it, they complain and argue. Despite this, they continue to interact with each other, knowing that it beats being alone. Overall, Spike and Faye's relationship is defined by their constant fighting and lack of cooperation, but it seems seems to be a necessary aspect of their dynamic. Another important detail that you might have missed is that when Spike and Faye are in each other's company without distractions, their behavior remains unchanged. Even when they are isolated from others, Spike and Faye's relationship remains the same. Faye may playfully tease Spike about being in love with her, but this is simply a defense mechanism to hide her insecurity and fear in a harsh world. Instead, she considers Spike as a surrogate sibling who provides trust, comfort, and companionship. If there were any romantic feelings between them, it would have surfaced during their time alone. However, their dynamic remains that of siblings, with no indication of romantic connection. The trust and familiarity they share is a testament to their close bond, but it's not based on romantic tension. Spike and Faye's relationship is a unique mixture of sibling rivalry and camaraderie, and it's this dynamic that makes them a strong team in their adventures. This other reason is very close to Spike. So why is it so important? Spike seems to be too focused on other things. Spike has a mysterious background, but he himself is straightforward. He operates in two modes, work mode and leisure mode. When he's working, he exudes coolness, intelligence, determination, and cunningness. He's a skilled bounty hunter and a valuable member of the Bebop team, providing familiarity, reliability, and stability. In his leisure time, Spike can be obstinate, uncooperative, and impulsive. While he brings much to the table as a bounty hunter and a member of the Bebop crew, as a romantic partner he lacks the necessary qualities. Throughout the events of the Cowboy Bebop anime, Spike does not appear to be open to the idea of love. He is focused on his work and does not seem to be interested in pursuing a romantic relationship. Spike is a complex character with a dual personality who excels in his profession, but lacks the qualities necessary for a successful romantic relationship. Our next reason is more centered around the whole Bebop crew. The Bebop crew dynamic is a good fit for Faye. The family dynamic within the Bebop crew is one of the defining features of Cowboy Bebop, demonstrating that bonds can be formed not only through friendship or romance, but also through shared experiences. Spike and Faye behave like rebellious teenagers, struggling to assert their independence while still relying on their home on the Bebop. Jet serves as a surrogate father figure, often finding himself at the center of Spike and Faye's arguments as the captain and owner of the ship. Despite the contentiousness, this dynamic works well for the crew. The constant bickering and teasing create a sense of balance on the ship, and the family structure provides each member with something they have been missing. Jet has a sense of purpose, Spike has a future to strive towards, and Faye has a place to call home. The Bebop crew may not always get along, but their bond is strong and unbreakable, making them a formidable force in their adventures. This other reason is seen clearly through the series. Faye does not discriminate when it comes to stirring up trouble, making her a challenging presence for all those around her. It's a mystery how Faye manages to maintain any relationships, given her tendency to put up a hard exterior that rubs everyone the wrong way. She lies and steals to get her way through life, proving to be just as challenging as Spike Spiegel with his reckless attitude. Despite her combative nature, Faye manages to find some level of acceptance among the Bebop crew, with Edward being the only one who seems to tolerate her constant provocations. Regardless, Faye's contentious behavior continues to complicate her relationships with those around her. And our final reason for this vid is that Spike and Faye have vastly different ways of expressing their affection, making it difficult for them to connect on a romantic level. Whitney had a way of making Faye feel special with his tender words and warm reassurance. Though he showered her with gifts and spent time with her, it was Whitney's vulnerability and openness that truly touched Faye's heart. At a time when Faye was trying to find her identity, Whitney's words were exactly what she needed to feel confident and loved. And when Faye came across the video message that her younger self had left for her future self, she was once again reminded of her worth. The child Faye in the video expressed her self-love, leaving words of encouragement and affirmation for her adult self to find. Whitney and Faye's story shows that a few words can go a long way in making someone feel loved and valued. Thanks for watching. So, what do you think? If you're a fan of the series, make sure to give this video a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content like this. Until next time, see you, Space Cowboy.